Although there are many types of styles and materials to choose from, lap siding, or shiplap as it was once called, is the most common in the residential exterior finish industry. The most common parts are siding, soffit and fascia, gutters, and downspouts. And when properly installed by a skilled and trained carpenter, these components will shield your home from the elements, will help prevent pesky rodents and insects from getting inside. And with the wide variety of siding available today, it'll give your home fantastic eye appeal for years to come. Plus, new thermal technology will also help with energy efficiency too. So today on Built to Last, let's take a look at exterior finishes.
Built to Last is sponsored by Unico Incorporated, manufacturers of the small duct high velocity HVAC Unico system. Unico is dedicated to the environment and has been serving residential and commercial customers around the corner and around the globe for more than 25 years.
Great Northern Lumber, providing green construction materials from skyscrapers to residential remodel. Proud to serve you for the last 27 years and into the future in the lumber industry.
The cause of the Chicago fire might be stuff of legend, but the facts show that on Sunday, October 8, 1871, at around 9 p.m., a small fire started burning in a small shed. The fire quickly spread to neighboring houses, all of which were made of flammable building materials, such as wood bark siding and hand splint wood shake roofs. The fire department was notified at 9:40 p.m., but the high winds drove the blaze northeastward. The flames were so large that they were able to cross the Chicago River. All attempts to stop the fire were unsuccessful, and when the blaze reached and destroyed the city's waterworks, the water supply was cut off. The firemen had to just give up. The raging fire continued to jump from roof to roof, destroying hotels, department stores, churches, theaters, and thousands of homes. Many fled to Lake Michigan for refuge, and all anyone could do was just wait and watch the fire burn itself out. The Great Fire had completely destroyed an area 4 miles long right in the heart of the city. 90,000 were left homeless, 73 miles of roads, 17,500 buildings, and between 2 and 3 million books were obliterated from private libraries and collections. Only a few buildings remain today, reminding the city of its great catastrophe. Almost immediately, reform began, and the city pinpointed that the major cause of the fire's spread was due to the wood used in the building construction. At the time, wood was used in all parts of the building, including the exterior siding and wood roofs. Hewed wood was installed on a building in an overlapping fashion called shiplap. Shiplap was primarily used as siding on buildings that did not need extensive maintenance but could withstand extreme climates. New buildings were constructed using alternative materials for their siding, such as asbestos and stone, to help reduce and prevent the spread of fire. Later, materials such as aluminum and vinyl were developed and are still widely used today. New products such as fiber cement board improve longevity, resist fire, and lessen the environmental impact, all while providing a beautiful finish to the building. Due to the Great Fire, it's now a building code in Chicago to use non-flammable materials in exterior construction. While the process of exterior finishing remains essentially the same, it's the choice of materials that have changed the landscape.
The exterior finish on a home is basically what keeps the elements and the weather out of the home from damaging any of the materials and the structure itself. Really starting with water, that's one of the most critical elements to manage and keep from damaging any of the interior or framing parts of the house. So some of the common exterior finishes that are often seen on homes are vinyl siding, or maybe on older homes, even some wood, traditional wood clapboard siding, which is basically installed so that the water runs off the siding and goes into the ground instead of coming into the building structure itself. In terms of the types of sidings that are out there, we have vinyl, as I mentioned, and wood, traditional siding choices. When looking at some of these aspects, all of them can be evaluated in terms of their overall contribution to the home's durability and how long it can last, which helps give a picture of the sidings and the exterior finishes sustainability. Siding that has very efficient and long-lasting characteristics will require lower maintenance and be around a lot longer than more traditional forms of siding. Some of the newer types of siding materials that are out there are fibrous cement board siding, which is a composite resin with fibrous structural material and cement that is combined together and manufactured to produce a very durable and long-lasting material that is installed and can look very similar to traditional wood siding, but doesn't have any of the maintenance issues in terms of painting or UV wear under the sunlight, and it lasts a lot longer than traditional forms of siding. When evaluating a siding material for a home, it's important to look at many aspects of the product, including the aesthetics and how it fits in with the design and the architecture of the building, as well as considering how that product is going to perform, where it comes from, how it was manufactured, how long that product's going to last, what's its life cycle, what's going to happen to that product when it's done with its useful life. When somebody goes to replace that in 50, 100, 200 years from now, what can be done with that product? A common thread throughout that is sustainability. Then the products that are effectively manufactured can also be reused or something useful produced from the end of that product's useful life. One of the more traditional forms of siding, almost the industry standard right now, is vinyl siding, which is a very durable product. It lasts a long time. There are often very few concerns with the wear of that product over time. It's a solid color throughout, so if it starts to, it's not going to fade or change colors as the sun passes over it over many, many years, as much as some other products like painted wood, for example. One consideration with vinyl siding that should be factored into the equation is what can be done with that vinyl at the end of its useful life. If somebody goes and decides they don't like that color of a house anymore, what can be done with that product? Is it going to end up in a landfill, or can it be reclaimed? And that's an important question to ask, really, for any kind of material that's being chosen for a home. Products that are long-lasting and durable to begin with are more sustainable. And if they're properly installed, that's a critical aspect that needs to be considered. They can last for a very long time, especially some of the newer siding exterior finish options that are available.
With so many different options to choose from, making the right choice about your exterior finish can be somewhat overwhelming. So it's best to consult with the professionals to make an informed decision. And it's also important not to forget about the details, as we learned from this contractor.
Mike, you know what I'm always amazed at? When you redo a home on the inside, there are so many choices as far as decorative items to choose. But you know, the same can be said for the exterior of your home, because again, there are so many choices here. So let's start with the siding. And what can people expect, or what can people find out in terms of how to decorate the outside of their home?
As far as the exterior siding, there's different styles. You have different types of siding as far as aluminum siding or a vinyl siding that we use. There's different types of vinyl siding as far as a Dutch lap siding or a double four, which is what we're using here also.
And basically, what does the siding do for the home? How does it protect it?
As far as protection, it goes over we have an exterior sheeting that's on the home, and then the siding will go over that and keep out the rain, keep the rain from and water moving down the siding and away from the home.
Which is definitely what you want, right?
Correct, correct.
Well, talk a little bit about the different colors then, because people can really decorate their home on the outside to really match their character, can't they?
Right, right. They have different packages they can choose, and part of it, a big part of it, is the siding color. There's dark siding, lighter siding, a lot of neutrals we use, as you can see behind you. So there's a lot of selections to be made there also.
Really complement the streetscape then in the surrounding area with the trees and everything too.
Right.
You were talking about packages just a minute ago. To go along with the siding, you've got trim packages too. Is that also an aluminum product, or what do you have there?
We have aluminum. In the aluminum product, it would be soffit and fascia, gutters and downspouts. Those can be the same color to match or different between those also. Then back to the shutters. There's shutters people can choose for their home too, and that's a vinyl product that we use.
Well, as we take a look at the guys working behind us here, you know, we've talked about the siding, we've talked about the trim. Now, the fascia is what actually faces the person as you're looking at this on the street level, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So tell me about, you know, the gables and the designs up there and what that actually does to protect the home.
It's more for, I mean, it does protect the home. It covers basically the sub-fascia, or the wood product behind it, typically pine, and then the fascia covers that, and again keeps the water from getting behind it and runs it away from the home and down.
Definitely, so it keeps your home nice and dry.
Correct.
We all want that, don't we?
Exactly.
So the soffit then is what's underneath that fascia, okay?
Right.
All right. And I see that there's kind of like a different, you know, I guess a different style to that. It has like some holes and stuff in there, right?
Correct.
Okay.
That's ventilation at different areas of the roof. It needs to be ventilated for airflow from the roof to that soffit area. So it's a solid ventilating panels at most of the areas. The gables are, there's no interior attic space there, so those need to be closed off tight. And anywhere there's attic space behind it needs to be ventilated.
We've heard in the past that a home is like a living, breathing thing. You know, you need to have some air moving through too, but again, you do want it to be tight, don't you?
Right. Yeah, you want to keep water away from that. Anytime, for example, the siding butting up to a wood trim or a soffit fascia needs to be caulked in between too, or sealed in between to again keep water from coming out, or I'm sorry, for water getting into the home also behind those products. Over any window areas, also you want some caulking there, more of a back caulk to keep everything tight and keep water away from the home also.
One of the things that's missing on this home are the gutters. I'm sure that's going to be installed pretty soon, but tell me about the gutters and what that does for a home.
Gutters will, again, keep everything, the water, and during a rain, the water coming down the roof will enter the gutters, carry that away from the end, typically the four corners of the home, into the downspouts, and carry it away from the house, so there's no water going toward the foundation that could get into the basement and cause any leaks or water leaking into the basement. So it just takes everything away and keeps it out away from the foundation and away from any problems around the home.
So as far as homeowners, they want a nice, tight house. They want sealants. They have lots of choices in terms of exterior siding and trim color packages. Fascia, soffit, very important. So really, there's a lot of choices for people to make on the exterior of their homes, just like they would on the inside, isn't there?
Correct. Yes, there are.
Vinyl siding is one of the most popular types of siding used on homes today, so we're going to find out some more facts from Steve Cruz. Steve, the first thing I wanted to ask you is what actually is vinyl siding?
Vinyl siding is a PVC-based product. It comes in many different styles, as well as textures and colors.
Now, what did this actually replace? Because it's been used on homes for many years now.
Vinyl siding replaced aluminum siding and old wood siding. Wood siding would often need painting every couple of years. Boards would rot and splinter. And then aluminum siding had a lot of issues as far as denting easy and that sort of thing.
What about longevity of vinyl siding? How long does it last?
Vinyl siding typically comes with a lifetime warranty. So once you put it on, you don't have to do much of anything to it.
I'm sure since you're an expert in this field, you've seen how vinyl siding is made, haven't you?
I have.
All right, well, I haven't, so let's go take a look to see how this product is made.
Vinyl siding comes in many different styles and colors, giving developers and homeowners various choices on the aesthetics of a home. Chemical and process engineers work with production personnel to enhance and develop new vinyl siding. Extrusion and injection molding are two types of processes for manufacturing vinyl siding. Vinyl siding is made from polyvinyl chloride resin, which is made at a polymer manufacturing plant. The siding may also contain other raw ingredients to help enhance certain characteristics of the vinyl. Titanium dioxide helps colors from fading in the sun, much like the sunscreen you use at the beach. It also makes the panels opaque and keeps them flexible. Calcium carbonate helps the ingredients blend together uniformly and produces a smooth finish that resists cracking. Also, stabilizers are added to protect the resin during the manufacturing and resist chalking from UV light. Finally, other micro-ingredients are added to help the panels resist against dings and dents. Processing aids are added for durability and waxes for gloss. Most vinyl siding is extruded. It's a continuous process which relies on the thermoplastic properties of PVC. Thermoplastic resin, such as the one used to make the vinyl siding, softens when it's heated and hardens when it's cooled. These properties let the molten vinyl sheets to be sized, embossed, and post-formed. In the extrusion process, the aids and additives are carefully monitored and mixed. Then they're pulled through a hopper into an extruder. During extrusion, 2 large screws push the compounded resin through a heated barrel and die. As they turn, the screws knead and mix the PVC compound, including the pigment, which is added at the extruder. When it exits the extruder, the vinyl sheet passes through a sizer. The sizer controls the width and thickness of the sheet. Next, the sheet moves through an embosser, which creates the finish of the siding panels. After passing through cooling rollers, the sheet is digitally inspected for surface distortion. A computer-controlled camera snaps pictures of the surface of the sheet. If it detects a distortion, the off-spec panel is automatically diverted. The rejected panels are reground and recycled into the extrusion process. Then, the inspected sheet passes through a set of profile dies where the siding gets its shape. Immediately after it's been profiled, the siding sheet moves to a cooling bath where the temperature of the panel drops very quickly, setting the final shape. Then the nail slots are punched and the stud finder graphics are added. Finally, the panel is cut to length, inspected, packaged, and moved to a warehouse where it is staged for shipping. Injection molding is another process of making vinyl siding that offers more detailed impressions to make the vinyl look like authentic cedar shake, with its sharp edges and random grain that again look like real cedar shake. Injection molding starts off the same way as the extrusion process with the mixing of the raw materials, but then the resin is thrown into a hopper where the pigment is added. Then, from the hopper, the pellets of the compound drop into a large machine where the pellets form a solid bed. This bed of resin is pushed through the barrel of the equipment where a screw pushes the compound through a machine. The mechanical shear between the barrel and the screw heats up the compound, turning it soft. The soft compound then flows into a mold at the end of the barrel. Computers monitor the flow of the compound, making sure it goes into every nook and cranny of the mold. The heat and pressure sets the compound. Then it's ejected from the mold and taken to a conveyor where it's cooled. Once it's been cooled, it's inspected and packaged and ready for shipment.
Today we're going to be installing vinyl siding, and we're going to start at the bottom of the house and work our way up. First thing we need to do is prepare the wall. We tape any torn seams in the paper, and then we're going to put starter strip on. We have to make sure it's level so that it's curb appeal to the eye when you drive home to your house. It doesn't look like it's falling over. We start installing the siding and we work our way up the wall. There's different sidings take different nailing applications. The vinyl needs to be nailed loosely so it can expand and contract on the wall. And we'll work our way all the way up the wall till we get to the top, the roof line, and then we'll install the soffit and the fascia. The soffit is the overhang of the house, the underside, and the fascia is the part you see, the exposed as facing you board. We use aluminum pump jack scaffolding, and basically you have a walk plank that you're walking on. You have a back rail for safety. We use safety harnesses to prevent falls and injuries. And you take it's a pump jack, and you just pump yourself up the wall and side as you go and install the siding. and when you get to the top, you can just roll yourself down. We take our saw and everything up when we go up onto the stage so that we're not climbing up and down to get the pieces that we need.
Along with vinyl siding, another type of real popular exterior finish is fiber cement board. So joining me to tell me all about that is Braden McClemens. Hey, Braden.
Hi, Jana. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. Now, first of all, the real basics. What is fiber cement board?
Essentially, fiber cement is 90% Portland sanded cement, 10% cellulose fiber. And what those fibers do is they act as a rebar within the product itself to create the durability of cement, yet the workability and nailability of wood.
Okay, and why is this product so popular today?
Well, there's a multitude of reasons. However, one, the design flexibility, the durability and sustainability of the product, and also the fact that it's non-combustible, it's wind resistant, termite resistant, which is an incredible asset to all homeowners and the low maintenance features.
Okay, you mentioned durability already, but anything more to add to the longevity of this product?
Part of the longevity of fiber cement is the green and sustainable process, which has become more important today than ever, and due to the fact that you've got multitude of manufacturers available throughout the country, you get certified lead points and access to the product, and it's green, it's sustainable, and it's zero to landfill.
All right, thank you very much. Some great information for homeowners out there, and stay put, Braden, because we're going to take a look at how fiber cement board is made.
Fiber cement board is composed primarily of natural materials. It's a mixture of about 90% Portland sand and cement, 7% cellulose fiber such as wood pulp, and about 3% water with other additives. The first step in the process is creating a slurry mixture where the wood pulp is ground down. The wood pulp will act as a mat for the other ingredients to adhere to. To remove the excess water, the slurry mixture is combed with large screens called sieves, which act much like a spaghetti colander to drain the slurry. Left behind is a mat, which is picked up by barrel rollers. With each pass, a new layer is added to the barrel, and slowly the thickness of the mat increases. These multiple layers ensure consistency and durability. It takes 6 sieves to make 1 layer and 3 layers to make 1 board that is 5/16 of an inch thick. Next, the new sheet goes on a large embossing roller where a pattern is stamped on. Different types of patterns can be designed to mimic many natural materials. The sheets then go through a sheet machine, which has many checkpoints to test the quality of the product. Once the sheets have passed quality checks, they're staged for pre-curing. Cement needs to be cured to reach full strength and durability. These sheets will go into an autoclave, which uses high temperatures and pressure to speed up the curing process. After 12 hours, the sheets are cured. Then they're cut into appropriate sized boards and enter the paint line. Special paint is used and mixed on site. This paint is applied in multiple coats, allowing the paint to bend with the board. Another quality check tests the boards, where some are rejected and recycled by going back to the beginning of the process. Finally, a laminate is applied and the board is installed with the laminate on. The full process takes about 48 hours and is never touched. It's all automated and goes through about 60 quality checks.
Actually, we're here. The customer called us. He had several leaking windows, and part of the masonry facade that was on the house was falling off. We started off tearing off the existing facade. We then wrapped the house with the house wrap, added flashings, the proper tape to make sure it is watertight with all the windows and the roof lines. And right now we're starting the siding process. First we add all the trim around the windows and the doors, and then we'll start installing the cement board product. First off, we're doing some lap siding up over the deck, and then we'll have the shake product up over all the roof lines. To keep the warranty intact, to get the performance out of this panel, the manufacturers actually place a fairly stringent installation process on this product. Nail placement, cutting it, finishing the edges, flashings are all very important while we're installing the material in order for the homeowner to get the value out of the product.
Advancements in exterior siding products have been able to reduce overall energy usage in a home by up to 30%. As we've heard today, newly insulated siding has been engineered to comply with the highest standards set by the U.S. Department of Energy for greener building. These products are durable, lasting up to 50 years and beyond. And all of this great technology can be realized when it's installed properly. So make sure you use a skilled and qualified carpenter to get the job done right. I'm Jana Peterson, and thanks for watching Built to Last.
Visit the Built to Last website to learn about these topics and more.
Built to Last is sponsored by Unico Incorporated, manufacturers of the small duct high velocity HVAC Unico system. Unico is dedicated to the environment and has been serving residential and commercial customers around the corner and around the globe for more than 25 years.
Great Northern Lumber, providing green construction materials from skyscrapers to residential remodel. Proud to serve you for the last 27 years and into the future in the lumber industry.